Hey guys, this is Scott from Get 10,000 Fans, and we are here live with Josh Dunlop. So Josh is a good friend of ours who has his site. What's Josh, your guys' site?
My site is expertphotography.com.
There you go. So if you guys, any of your photographers out there, is an awesome place to go learn about, number one, how to shoot. I know you guys have transformed from how to shoot into teaching guys how to get more clients and a lot of that stuff. You want to give like just a quick rundown of what you guys do at Expert Photography?
Yeah, so it's a photography blog, so there is a good deal of content on teaching people how to take photos, as well as more broad aspects of different styles, landscape photography and so on. And there's also a service for building websites for photographers too, which is sort of more of a higher price point than the courses.
Definitely. And I know I've learned some cool little photography tips and tricks in there. I remember what was like the half face thing that you always did?
Yeah.
That was a cool one. So if anybody out there is looking to make some Instagram gold, go check out Expert Photography. You'll get some cool stuff out there. So, but anyway, so we're here talking with Josh. Josh has just recently gone through the fan page funnel. So we're going to get his thoughts on that. We're going to talk a little bit just about, we've had a chance to, Josh and his brother Michael, we've worked with them and gotten a chance to meet up with them and put our brains together a lot with business stuff. And so we just have some quick stories to throw around. So the first question I'll ask Josh is, how did you first come to hear about myself or Brian or Get 10,000 Fans? You know, what was kind of your first exposure? If we can go back to thinking that far back, it's probably a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, it was early 2012. It was at Yannick Silver's Underground in Washington, and I'd actually spoken to Brian a little bit over Skype before because he was helping me out with some of my Facebook fan page stuff, and then I met him for the first time in Washington, and I guess ever since then, really. And then seen you in San Francisco. I saw Brian in New Orleans. Every time we're over, we like to meet up a little bit. In fact, Brian was even nice enough to fly over to New Orleans for one night to see me and my brother before going somewhere else. It was a bit of a layover in just a completely wrong direction.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I was bummed I couldn't make that trip, but yeah, definitely. So cool. Okay, so then the next question is, what is kind of the before and after story? So we've talked plenty. I know you've come to us a ton talking about Facebook ads and general business stuff or whatever. But you were saying the before and after story. So there was one thing in particular you mentioned that Brian had been a huge help with that has given a lot of dividends for you with Expert Photography. So what was that thing? I believe you said it was during that New Orleans trip, and kind of what's happened since then.
I would say one of the biggest things Brian's helped me with is he's pointing me on the path of the Power Editor. I didn't realize how powerful the Power Editor is. I thought it was just another way of managing your ads, but there's actually so much more control in there that you don't have when you set up a regular ad, things like that, really. And also, I guess I kind of mimic your guys' plan with your Facebook ads, because with my business, my idea is I want to get 100% return on investment on my Facebook ad spend, which is kind of a big ask.
Tall order, yeah.
Yeah. And it was only like a few weeks ago, I told Brian that I'd made like $1,000 on a $1,400 ad spend, which is $2,400 back from what I spent. Mm-hmm. And Brian sort of helped me to realize, I think what he said was, if you can make your money back from Facebook ads, that's $1 million business. Mm-hmm. And I'd never really realized just how powerful what I was doing was and how far I'd actually gotten to get there.
Right. Yeah. No, that's nothing small.
I look back now and it's kind of like I fell into it because I couldn't tell you what I've done, but I guess like every time I've had a problem, I've annoyed Brian on Skype and I've just been like, Brian, what do I do with this? What do I do with that? Or he's helped me out with some training. I've used the Ads Academy as well as the fan page, as the funnel. But that sort of thing's really helped. And also, like, I found initially my return on investment came from my front end offer with my upsells, but the profit actually came from the upsells. Mm-hmm. And that's something Brian had always pushed towards was,
right.
You need to have upsells, you have this in place. And
keep building out your funnel, keep going in that direction, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, a few weeks ago, I said, I was launching products, and I said, is there a limit to the number of things you can put in your upsell funnel and people saying no to? And he's just like, no, never. There's never a limit. So right. I think I was worried about 3 upsells, and he was like, no, there's no limit. That's where the money is.
Yeah.
And he's absolutely right. So I regularly, actually, I've got my upsells go like this. They go to, and these are the discounted prices. They go to $77, $247, and then $27.
Right.
And regularly, actually, like on more than like three or four occasions, people have said no to the first upsell and the second upsell. But still stuck around, watched the video, and then bought the third upsell,
Right.
which surprised me because when I see upsells, I'm like, I'm not in the mood for this. No, no,
Sure.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah.
But that's my experience, and
Yeah.
not his. And it never occurred to me that actually there's
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, it can make a big difference when you get a chance to kind of step back and think, okay, not everyone is thinking exactly the same way I am, that I'm going to be, there are enough customers out there who are interested in that's why you make more products. That's why you can't survive on one product. I mean, now being on this side of the fence, could you even consider having a single product in your business?
No, God, no,
Yeah.
absolutely not. That
Right.
it took me 2 years to build another video course. I had an ebook and another service, and literally, like, just taking a leaf out of what you guys do, I thought I can do. I'd come to a lull. I'd come to like the end of my to-do list, which happens like once a year, and I thought, what should I do? I was like, well, let's create another course. And within a week, I had filmed, edited, and uploaded and created my whole membership site, something like 40 videos, like 4 hours of content within 1 week. And then I thought, I spent the next week, I just gave myself a week to like plan a launch and like get a VSL made and all this stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do when you just say you're going to do it.
Yeah, like, I went home to my mum's house for like a few days, and I just used her spare room because it's a new build, like practically soundproof. Whereas I'm right by the beach. You can probably hear now like children screaming as they run past.
I can't hear it, but I guess I'm sure it's there.
It's there.
Yeah. Awesome. No, that's great. So definitely, that's cool. The transformation from, I remember when we just had, when we very first started with our baseball business, we had one product, and thinking, trying to brainstorm of what another one could be and stuff. And then once you really start going down that path, we went from one product to two products in probably like 6 months or something. And in the next 2 months, I think we built out another 6 or 7. It just really, once you see what it can do, and obviously you've been able to see that now, what more products can do for your bottom line revenue wise, that I'm sure you probably have no plans to slow down or stop or keep
actually,
going.
There is another thing that I guess I could say I got from Brian. In probably end of July, mid August, I plan on building I'm launching a monthly membership site.
Excellent.
So I know you guys do a lot of monthly fees, and there's a lot of revenue in that. And even as an upsell, to say like I'm going to have a free, take this free trial upsell, click it, one click. That would be huge because that's so simple to set up, and I can be, I'm not shy of just getting in front of a camera and making a video. I've got loads I can share. So that's another product that I'm going to have out soon. And so by like 8 months into the year, I will have 3 products launched, which is like, considering I did like maybe I didn't do any last year because I was just like,
what were you doing all year?
Yeah, exactly. I was scared of getting in front. I'm not that great in front of a camera talking, but I've gotten better at it. So it's just go and do it.
Yeah, just get used to it. Yeah, definitely. Cool. Okay, well, that brings us kind of just to the last question. So you have now been through the fan page funnel course, which is our really everything that we've always talked so much about, and everything really that you and I have talked that we've said before, that Brian and you have talked about before, is really encapsulated in the fan page funnel. We finally just put it all into a course, and so you haven't been through that. Really, what was your? We've already mentioned a couple big takeaways just from in this video, things that you've already said, but specifically rather from that course, what was maybe one big takeaway that you saw, one thing that you thought, this is, people need to know this. This is going to be, something I'm going to jump on and implement kind of right away.
I would say number one really would be, and it's something that I've implemented recently, is creating an opt-in offer, your ethical bribe, at the same time as you create the squeeze page. So you sort of do it in 2 parts. You do like 10% on the squeeze, you give them the tease, and then you give them everything else in the video. And I think that really helps because because I've always done that independently of each other.
Right.
I'd never had that good connection where people are like, I must get to the other side of this.
Right.
So before I had like a 5-day course, it's like, hey, sign up for a free course. That worked pretty well. But it took a lot of testing to get to where it is already. Whereas this other offer, I'm on like my 2nd test, and it's already definitely getting up there because I can see how it's gonna work together to really make it flow into one sequence. and I guess another thing would be to match your adverts with your squeeze, and then matching your squeeze with your offer, and matching your offer with your product.
Right.
If it's all congruent, then it's easier to get. There's less resistance. You can get through there much nicer.
Absolutely.
Whereas I found before that I would have images in my adverts that didn't match my squeeze, and then my squeeze would maybe be a slightly different title to the product because the product was made way before.
Sure. Yeah.
This is the offer even, and then the on top of that, still the product is completely different.
Yeah, definitely.
It definitely helps to be congruent throughout the whole sequence.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. You wouldn't, if you were out there surfing, if any of us, anybody watching this video was out there just surfing online, and you went to click on an ad and went to the next page is like a completely different color, and then you click on the next page and it's again a completely different color, a different person or something, we wouldn't think that was very congruent or whatever, but when it goes into practice, when we do it ourselves, we really can forget that a lot. So now it's a nice piece. It definitely could make a huge deal. So awesome. Cool. Well, that's all the questions we got. So we appreciate the time. If anybody wants to learn more about the fan page funnel, we have a link below this video. You guys can go check out and see if it is open. Sometimes it is open for enrollment, sometimes it's not. And if you guys want to check out Josh Dunlop's blog, check out expertphotography.com. He's got some great stuff over there for you guys, some cool tips and tricks. And any of you guys out there looking to grab some more photography clients or just get better with a camera, that's the place to be. So anyway, Josh, appreciate the time. Thanks for the call, and definitely. Well, so thank you guys for watching this video, and we will talk to you guys real soon.